Miguel, are we live on Instagram or not? I can't tell.
I have no idea. I was trying to figure it out, but we're live or not. We're testing this out, and I can't figure it out.
You know what? It doesn't matter. We're here celebrating together another week of Rebel Ants Radio. This is our Build in Public live video podcast for our NFT project, brand, company, the biggest umbrella that you can think of, where we kind of walk through what we're doing on our project and talk about some of the news with each other, see what catches our eye. And we're happy to do it live so other people can maybe learn, join the conversation, whatever it is. But if you are watching, go ahead, smash that like button if you're on YouTube. Give us a subscribe. If you're watching on Instagram, okay, Miguel found some new toys. If you're on Instagram, drop a comment. Let us know, is this working? Because Instagram just opened up their live feed. And now all the streaming companies are able to stream to Instagram. We use EVMux to stream, but the other platforms like StreamYard and some of the other ones are now able to stream to Instagram as well. So if you can figure that out, Miguel, that'd be freaking great. We're on the wrong.
Well, I'm trying to do it from my phone to see if I can see the live stream on Instagram, but it's not coming up. So I'm not sure if we're doing it right or what it is that we're doing. So if you're out there and you're watching Instagram and we're live and you see my sexy face there, just let us know that we're there.
Yeah, I'm seeing some more jawline than usual. What's going on? How'd you find jawline?
So my doctor put me on keto, and basically he's got me checking up on him every 30 days to make sure I'm really doing it. So yeah.
And not dead, because you can lose a lot of weight on keto.
Dead. Yeah, nah, actually it's been really, really good. The first couple of days were a struggle, but now it's just kind of normal.
What have you been eating to remain in ketosis?
So, man, I've been pretty consistent eating the same exact things over and over again. But I'm so boring that I kind of like that kind of stuff. So for me, it doesn't really bother me. So you know what I do in the morning? I usually have like this protein shake, which it has 0 calories, 0 sugar, whatever. It's like one of those organic ones. And then what I do is I usually have my multivitamins. I go to work, drink a lot of water throughout work, and then usually I get home and I eat. So my doctor put me on these wraps. They're made with like eggs. They only sell them on like you could get them either on Amazon or you could get them either on like Whole Foods, right? And they have no sugar and no nothing. It's like a wrap made out of eggs, but it doesn't taste like eggs. It tastes like a real wrap. So I usually put stuff, like some sort of meat in the crock pot, and I just put it on my wrap when I get home and eat it with some salads and stuff. So it's not bad.
That's good. It's funny you said it because Meat in the Crock Pot was actually the name of my high school band.
Was it?
Meat in the Crock Pot. No, of course not. Well, I'm glad it's working for you. You look great. Keep it up. According to our, behind the scenes tabs and interface here, it says we are live on Instagram. So I don't know.
Yeah, I see that it says you are live, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right. Miguel, you're not in your normal studio. What happened? Why are you talking to me when you're not home?
I am in a beautiful ocean resort in Atlantic City in a suite somewhere up in like the 15th floor.
Yeah, it looks very cool behind you. Lots of lights. Well, thanks for carving out a few minutes to chat with me and make me feel loved. So thank you. We got some exciting news this week.
We got some really exciting news.
The good news keeps rolling in for Rebel Ants Radio. You would think we're like billionaires at this point. Why aren't we millionaires yet with all the success that we're having? It's all good. It's all good. So I received an email in response to my application for speaking at NFT NYC, and the subject of the email that I got on Friday said, "Kev, you've been approved to speak at NFT NYC 2024. So how cool is that? That's right. That's right. We be speaking at NFT NYC. That's for sure. And it's going to be awesome.
That's great. So you are selected to speak. I'm selected to showcase art. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, Rebel Ants are gonna be everywhere. It's like, we're taking over your NFT conference like ants at a summer barbecue or something like that. I don't
We
know what to say it
sure.
the right way.
We
I got to figure
sure.
out a better way to say that. Yeah, it was Friday morning, and I had a lot going on in my house. I had somebody fixing something in my backyard that broke. I had somebody fixing something in my dining room to make my lights work again. And I get this email. I was like, "Oh damn!" Like I couldn't even read the whole thing. I just read the subject, and I got really excited. And I just want to point something out for the record because that's the beauty of live recording is that we can document things. Now, when you got your acceptance email, you messaged me at 6:10 in the morning, and I
I did.
responded to you within the same minute. I think it was 6:14 a.m. Within the same minute, right?
There we go.
Then later on in the next show, you said it took me 100 minutes to get back to you,
It did.
right? You said 100 minutes, even though it was actually the same minute. Now, when I sent you a message of my acceptance of my good news, do you recall the timeline?
No.
No, no. It took
No.
you more than 10 minutes
No.
just to respond. Just to
Was it
respond.
more than 10 minutes?
No, it took you 10 minutes exactly to respond. But in your first text, you didn't even understand or recognize that I actually got accepted because you're like, oh shit,
No, I didn't.
you got accepted.
I didn't.
So,
You know what it was? I think I was I think I was doing something. Uh, I was just very like busy. And then when you text me, I kind of glanced at it, and the notification came up. And I think I answered you on like the second or third text. And then when I opened up the text and saw the picture, I was like, "Oh shit, get out of here!
yeah,
You got accepted."
here's our exchange 10:43. I message you with the thing. I've got a contractor in my kitchen, electrician, and I can't comprehend anything. Thinking about this. You said LOL at 10:53, so 10 minutes after 10:43 I messaged you, 10:53 you respond. Then at 10:54, 11 minutes later you say, "Wait, oh my god." And then you figured it out. So
I did.
I appreciate you being as excited as I was, but it did take you 11 minutes to get
I
to,
did.
to
I
catch
did.
up to me.
I'm sorry. But and you know what? Let me tell you how fucking hyped I was about your news. I was super hyped. Just want
Yeah.
you to know that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hyped. All
I'm going to
right.
have to ban you from playing with these buttons, these sound effects that you just discovered.
You're gonna have to ban me because I really like that
We
one.
try and do a classy show, Miguel, okay? We don't need sound effects and crowd applauses. Is there a crowd applause there?
There is.
Nope, there was a
No, that's a
doorbell ring.
doorbell. What are you doing?
It was embarrassing.
How great is that?
All right,
Standing
cut it.
ovation for Kevin.
Thank you.
That's what's
So
gonna happen
anyway,
when you do your speech.
my except it'll be two people clapping, you and maybe my wife that'll be like in the audience.
No, that's not true. Everybody will clap.
And your significant other. We're gonna have three people in the audience. They do have a lot of speakers in the announcement in that email. There's like 40 new names added to the list, but it doesn't matter. I don't care how many speakers are. I'm going to be a speaker. There's a few interesting things in this email. One, I think the biggest motivation for me even applying to this was when I found out the tickets were $600. I was like, oh wait, if I can be a speaker, I don't have to pay to get in.
Yeah.
So that was a big motivator. But then you sent me the link that they're taking speakers still. So I was like, all right, well, might as well throw my name in the hat. In the ring, same thing. So anyway, you and I went back and forth about what that submission actually looked like. I revised it over a few days, and it started to like kind of take form. And then I felt good about it, and I submitted it. And then I got an email earlier in this week that said, hey, we're still looking through applications. There's been over 500 applications. And then Friday, I get this email, hey, you've been selected. So I was like, wow, out of 500 applications, me and, a couple of dozen other people got selected. So really cool. I do wonder what they pulled out of this that made them say, yeah, we want to have this. So what do you think it was? What do you think was the appealing part here?
Well, I think that we have a unique story that hasn't been told, and it's genuine, and not even genuine, but it's like it resonates with everybody who's trying to get into the NFT world. So maybe
Yeah.
that's what they looked at. I don't know, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that what you wrote was very. I don't want to go into much details because I don't want I don't want to give it up, but I think what you wrote was really really good. I think it resonates with a lot of people out there, a lot of artists, a lot of people that really want to get into the NFT world, and it's our story basically, kind of.
Yeah, it is, and thank you for saying that. I just realized we're not live on Twitter, but I'll figure that out once you start taking over in a second. One of the things that I thought was interesting was you and I were talking yesterday. We were chatting, and you're like, there are people who have made millions and then bounced, right? And
Hmm.
there are people who didn't make anything and bounced, and it's like we didn't make anything and we stayed around. So maybe that's our advantage at this point, right? Maybe that's our edge, is that we're just building some credibility through sticking around and doing this and just kind of documenting our journey for the past year
Yeah,
plus. Maybe that's unique in a sense, right? That most people who don't succeed just give up.
yeah. I really want to. You know what it is? I really want to. Once we're in there, to like really get to know the community that's there. But I really want to do what we talked about, which is I really want to interview some people there, some artists, and see if we can do that. Maybe there's someone that we can talk to at NFT NYC and maybe hook us up and let us do some interviews. We got to get some cameras, some stuff, but I think it'll be pretty cool to do that. What do you think?
Yeah, there's a bunch of caveats on this email that basically said, note, while you have been selected as a speaker, your session topic is still under review. Session topics will be determined when our team begins programming. So I know it says that in there for everyone. And even during the application process, it
Uh-huh.
said, if you don't get selected for your specific thing, but we think that maybe you could fit on a panel, would you be interested in that? So I was like, of course I said yes anyway. But I wonder, I guess there's a chance that I don't get to present the thing that I submitted, but I do. I don't know. But I do want to present on that thing. That's probably the thing I would feel the most comfortable talking about, right, in front of people. Is like, hey, this is basically our journey, and here's some ways to kind of uh, prepare to kind of shift your mental approach to winning or
Yeah.
not winning. So that was interesting. Some of the other cool things in this email were that my speaker status includes a VIP speaker ticket valued at $1,499, collected at speaker
Uh-huh.
check-in, an invitation to the VIP and speaker opening reception on April 2nd, which sadly I will most likely not be able to attend because I have to be in Atlanta the day before. So I don't think I'll be able to make it to that. But the conference actually starts on the 3rd. So I think that'll be fine. Access to the VIP and speaker lounge, and then community profile listed in the speaker group. So some really cool stuff with that. I am very excited. I'm nervous, but I think this content, it's a 10-minute speech, right? So there's not that much that I need to prepare or rehearse or memorize. I think between now and April, I'll be able to kind of really mold it to feel comfortable presenting it.
Yeah.
But let's, like you and I said, let's make sure we get some tangible. We both have a lot to be proud of and a lot to show off, and to have your art up there with every other well-known artist in the space, and
Yeah.
for my name to be on the panel. Let's make sure we get something out of this.
Yeah, not only that, I was sent an email too that they're still selecting some of the artwork to be displayed at Times Square. So I'm waiting for that
Oh,
too.
yeah,
They
how cool
haven't
would that be, dude?
they haven't decided yet,
Yeah,
like what the artist is going to be displaying in Times Square. I mean, last year they displayed a whole bunch of stuff, so
yeah,
we'll see
right.
what
There's no
happens. Yeah,
reason. I could see a big ant just right in
I
Times
see it.
Square. I hope that
I can see
somebody
it.
would like tell us or take a picture, or like somehow we would know that it was up there.
Yeah, you know what? No, they tell you, but it'll be cool to see like the red, white, and blue ant just in Times Square, just up there
Yeah,
with the military hat. That would be really really cool to see it.
yeah, that'll be the biggest display of an ant that we've ever seen, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And then just thinking, you and I also said, like, all right, leading up to that, we got to do a couple of things. You want to release the V2 ants before that, right? So we
yeah.
can maybe have that as the thing to promote, maybe get
Hmm.
that project to mint out. It's not going to be a 10,000 NFT. It might be free based on our last discussions, might not, we'll see. But just to say, hey, here's the latest thing, maybe that'll, build some excitement for people to have something like fresh to chew on, not a project from a year and a half ago. So we want to
Yeah,
do that. I want to redo the website, of course. I always want to redo every website. And we talked about maybe getting some new branding so that we have some cool, real eye-catching merch to wear and to hand out some things. And then, like you said, maybe we can connect with the producers to get a little booth so we can interview some people as they're walking around.
yeah. I think it'll be cool. I mean, I you know what? It's funny because I haven't seen anything about how they got those people to get those booths in there. So I wonder if it's something that's
Mm.
going to happen as we get closer to it, because I didn't see like any applications or any like
Yeah,
I
interesting.
didn't see anything that says like, hey, join NFT NYC now, get a booth, blah blah blah. Like I haven't seen any of that yet.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe we'll go through the website again, see if there's a way to like enter as a something, a partner, as a
Yeah.
vendor, as something. So, all right, good. Anything else you want to touch on with NFT NYC for now?
No, I think we're good. Just looking forward to seeing you speak up there. It'll be funny.
Thank
You
you.
know what it is that I think that you and I have certain jobs that allows us to like do a lot of public speaking, right?
Yeah,
So I think once we're up there and start talking, it's kind of home. It feels a little bit more comfortable once you're up there. But I know
yeah,
you told me that you spoke in front of a whole bunch of people. I've spoken in front of a whole bunch of people. So um, once you're up there, it's kind of the the fear goes away, and then you get into your zone, into your passion. So I'm looking
yeah.
forward
It's
to
true,
seeing
and
that from you.
thank you. Yeah, me too. I'm curious how many people attending, how many people like attending the whole conference versus like how many people would show up to something like this.
Yeah.
I think part of it is, is the title catchy enough? Is my speaker bio catchy enough that someone says, if it's this or whatever else is happening at that exact same 10-minute block, like how do they choose? Um,
Mhm.
we'll see. So I'm excited to go through this, and it's a pretty cool credit that we both get to have on our, crypto resumes now that we were both featured at NFT NYC.
Yeah.
If
Some
and
pretty
if
cool
and when
stuff.
the time comes, yeah, yeah, good. All right, you want to talk about some news?
Let's talk about some news. What do we have?
All right, there's a lot happening in the last week and a half, but I've picked just a few things that kind of caught my eye. There are some things that have just been talked about to death online, but some things that I just thought maybe you and I could chat
Hmm.
about. So let's zoom over here. Have you heard about Reach?
No.
Okay. There was a press release 3 days ago. I'm looking at Bitcoin.com. This article is called Web3's Biggest Investors Back SocialFi Innovation Company Reach in a bid to, quote, fix crypto Twitter. So the company is called Reach/Reach. Here's the press release from the 15th. A group of the world's best known cryptocurrency and NFT investors are financially backing a new SocialFi innovation company to fix crypto Twitter. The company Reach has attracted seed funding from a wide number of public facing figures, including Seed Phrase, Zeneca, Pranksy, G Money, Dingaling, and Mooncat2878. Previous institutional funding from amongst this group includes investments in Blur, LooksRare, Super Rare, and NFT Now.
Interesting.
So it says that the new company and its investors are looking to use SocialFi innovation to fix some of the social media platform's most glaring problems. The protocol's USP, which allows it to do this as a unique integration between Discord, the home of closed crypto communities, and Twitter or X. This enables anyone to promote their content to an engaged, audited user base while remunerating them for their contribution to the network effects. The integration allows users and businesses alike to break through the Twitter algorithm and promote their content to targeted audiences. The protocol has already garnered interest from large gaming and media incumbents outside of Web3 as a planned next step. It goes on, but I think the best way to sum it up is at the bottom here, where it just says about. So, Reach is a simplified, automated, permissionless protocol for quality engagement, powered by Reach. Rewarding and powered by Reach, $Reach. That's their token. The Reach protocol allows for brands, projects, communities, and individuals to leverage the network effects of a large, vetted, and audited audience to organically amplify their key pieces of content and reward them for it. 100% of all rewards put up by creators are redistributed back into the network. So this goes live tomorrow. The coin
Oh
drops
wow.
tomorrow. They've been in a beta phase with 6,000 people, but then it's planning its full launch tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Um, I think what stands out to me about this is I hold NFTs to various projects
Hmm.
that still have active communities for whatever reason, right? Even though the NFT isn't really worth anything, but the community is still there, and I think that's probably the most important part. But I'm not good at using Discord. I'm better at using Twitter than I am Discord. But Twitter
Yeah.
is not always easy to use, right? I'm not getting the content that I'm looking for typically, especially when you're following so many people, like it's hard to get targeted content. So this
Mhm.
idea of blending the targeted discussion about this community and a way for me to continue to feel connected with it while connecting with Twitter, where a place where I'm spending most of my time. I like that idea. I do think that that solves a problem of saying, hey, Twitter is full of bots. It's not easy to have a closed targeted audience. So is there a way to improve this experience for crypto folks?
Yeah. Well, I also think that X is doing their own like monetization thing. So once that happens, I think that a lot of these things will be obsolete anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. It'd be good to have one place for these things, but they're going to try something new, and I do think that we need something new. Um, it only makes sense to evolve this process, right? Twitter is a great platform for what it is. It serves a very
Yeah.
specific function, but it doesn't blend well with these other systems for the purpose that people probably want while they're on Twitter, but have to leave Twitter to go do. So finding a way to say, hey, can we make this a better experience? I'm into it. I don't know what the cost is for the user. If they're saying it's going to be powered by the Reach token, does that mean I have to buy into it? Am I paying to be part of this, or I don't know. So I'm interested to kind of see how this plays out. And there are some big names behind it. I mean, Seed Phrase, Zeneca, Pranksy, those are like, some of the most recognized names in the space. So they must feel pretty good about this to whatever degree that they're willing
Yeah.
to put their name and money behind it. Um, so I think we should keep an eye on this and try and be present if possible.
So this goes live tomorrow.
Goes live tomorrow. So let's keep an eye on it
Yeah.
while
Let's see
you're
what happens with it.
gambling at the slots.
I will be gambling a little bit,
What's your
not a
game?
lot.
What's your gamble of choice?
I usually like to play cards, blackjack, stuff. But today I think I'm going to just hit like a couple of slots machines, just
Yeah.
relax a little bit.
Yeah. Do you play the max so that you can get the actual payout, or you do like the pennies and just like, I'll get like a tiny
I
payout?
Sometimes I do the max.
Got to do the
Sometimes I
max.
go in between. In between,
I need more
it's a
conviction.
rhythm, all right?
I need more conviction. Okay. There was an interesting discussion about AI and art, and I thought you might have some thoughts about it. So this is an article from nftnow.com. Should artists disclose their use of AI? One artist's work sparked a Web3 debate, and this is an article from the 15th, so I think that's Friday. Digital artist Leela Jane, if that's how you pronounce it, was the
Mhm.
focus of widespread debate across the Web3 art community on X, as artists alleged that she had misrepresented her La Veille de Venus, which sold yesterday for a winning bid of 1.5 ETH by falsifying the details of its creation process. In its metadata on Manifold, Jane had referred to the piece as a digital oil painting and had posted close ups of the work in a now deleted work in progress post on X. Stefan Duquesnoy, a Netherlands based procedural 3D artist who worked for years as a digital art instructor at the University of Utrecht, took a close look at the digital detail images and determined that, in his view, they weren't images of a work in progress. He believed that the piece had been created with the help of AI tools and that the brushstrokes had been added to the detail images after the fact in an attempt to obfuscate the use of AI. So he says it gets weird when we look at the work in progress. Every rough brushstroke has its own artifact. Even the marks in the retouched area look different from the retouching. It's quite clear the marks were added after the retouching. He wrote, experienced artists don't need forensic tools to see this. We see it instantly.
Yeah.
So let's see. It goes on to say there's some other comments in here. If you're upset at misrepresentation, we see you. If you're using this opportunity to bash an entire medium and all its artists, we see you. So I don't know. I know this is a broad topic. I know we've talked about it
Yeah.
over the last year. What do you think? Do artists need to disclose this process?
They don't have to. I mean, in my opinion, yes. In my opinion, they should disclose that they used AI on their work, right? But a lot of times, what people don't understand is that when you do use AI, you still have to put a manual touch. You still have to do some manual things, right? Like for example, there's a couple of things that I've done in AI that I personally had to retouch. And like, for example, Procreate or like whatever, and it kind as you're working it, some artists would be like, I didn't like this, oh, I didn't like that, I didn't like what the AI created, but I like the idea, right? So some people might use the idea to create whatever they're creating, and some people might use the actual canvas to sell whatever they want to sell. But at the same time, they're also like retouching it, refacing it, redoing some stuff. It's not
Yeah.
a complete AI thing. So I think that I think that yeah, artists should disclose whether they used AI or not, but to what extent did they use the AI? I think that's what I'm getting. My point.
And how does this tie into this idea that when you buy art, you're not buying the art, you're buying the artist? How do you think this ties into that?
It's still you got to remember when you're doing a portrait in AI, it's still your idea. You're the one putting in the thought and the process to whatever you're inputting it in, so that it drags out an image, right? But it's
Yeah.
still your idea in your head. I mean, you gotta see this from different perspectives too. Like a lot of people don't see this from a lot of different perspectives. Like I remember when me and you first started the conversation about AI, I was completely opposed to it. You remember?
I
And
do.
then when we spoke to one of our friends, that one of our artist friends that was in one of our
Wonder Mundo.
shows, Wonder Mundo, yeah, she kind of uh, she kind of brought light to something new to me. For example, like there's people out there that, for example, that are have disabilities, for example, that can't grab a paintbrush, right? But yet they can think about what the art is supposed to look like. And yet, if AI can help those people bring an image to life that they like, then so be it. But I
Yeah.
don't think that AI should be bashed at all, completely. Does it have to be disclosed? Absolutely, it should. I think it should, to the extent that they used it, right? But I don't think it's something that should be like bashed or destroyed or belittled or anything like that, because AI has a lot of great uses when it comes to art.
Yeah. I think I'm a little torn on it too. I mean, AI, whatever the tool is that you're using, is just a tool, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And if there was like a Venn diagram of work I did on a project versus how much was generated, like for me, I don't know what percentage of overlap I'd be like, did you really do anything? Like if I generated a piece of AI art and then I just put like a tinted blue overlay on it, like is that my art? I don't know. Maybe it is. I changed the
It,
perception of it, right? I
it
changed
is.
the image, I changed the appearance of it. I gave it my own touch. So does
But
it
but
matter
no,
that it,
but you're
yeah.
wrong, because you didn't give it your own touch. You've been giving it your own touch from the beginning because you created a
Mm,
narrative for that image.
yeah. Yeah. And then I think about, well, if you need to disclose every tool to what extent you used it, I mean, how much does that speak to just the idea of what your inspiration was for any piece of work? If I
Right.
looked at the Mona Lisa and I was inspired by that to do a rendition of it, I mean, maybe it's obvious, maybe it's not, but do I need to list my inspiration for everything that I make for now on? Even if I just zoom out to my little world of making websites or trying to create something unique with websites, if I get inspired by a hero section here or a footer section there,
Yeah.
do I need to disclose that? I don't think so, but I can
Now,
understand where somebody might be offended if it was maybe misrepresented.
correct. Yeah. That I agree with.
Yeah.
But you also got to remember too, like AI art. Okay, fine. Let's talk about, for example, like let's talk about, for example, a program like Procreate, right? Where people
Yeah.
have different brushes. There's brushes out there that you could just use and it makes a tree, right? You're
Right.
not drawing the tree. It's the brush. It's already there. It's already done. Is that AI or is that you creating it?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. And that even like it reminds me of like a drop shadow, right? In Figma, where I do most of my designing, you can hit the button drop shadow and it generates a drop shadow for you. Now you can go in and adjust it, but it tells you it's the spread is this much, the color is this, it picks the X and Y axis. That's just like
Yeah,
the default. But I could leave it like that and say, I don't know, do I need to disclose that Figma generated that drop shadow for me, that I didn't punch in every single, parameter of that? Probably
yeah.
not. Um, so yeah, I think there's probably more to this discussion, or it'll evolve as the tools become even more prominent. But I think it depends more on the way that the artist is selling it. If an artist says something that isn't true, then it's a problem to me. If an artist doesn't say anything and just says, hey, here's my work, I'm selling this, as long as it's truly theirs, to whatever extent theirs means, then I think that's fair. I don't think they should have to disclose it. If they want to say, hey, here's the story behind this piece, maybe that creates that emotional connection for a collector or a buyer. But I don't think they have to. I don't think they have to.
Yeah, I don't think they have to. I mean, I think that, I don't know, it's just a soft subject because I think that if they're selling the art, like you said, they should disclose that it's at least there's some AI work into it, right? To what extent, though, I don't know, because like I said, like if you're creating something in Procreate that brushes are already made, are you going to disclose, hey, I use this type of brush? I didn't really create this leaf on the street. It was already part of a brush. Like how far are you going to go? But I think there should be some sort of disclosure, like, hey, I use some sort of AI for this, for my initial, I don't know, whatever you call it.
When you're in a museum and you see a piece of art, typically, or sometimes, maybe not typically, sometimes it'll show you the type of paint that was used, right? Like acrylic paint or something like that. I don't know if that's really what it is. But maybe that's where there's an appropriate place for it, to say, hey, this was the medium that I used to create this, or this was the material I used to create it. I don't know. I guess I have an open mind to it. I don't think I'm set one way or another, but I think it is an interesting topic that we will all have to come to terms with, because it's going to become more and more prominent. Because I think if AI art can take you 80% of the way to get you your vision, and then you spend the next 20% kind of further customizing it, then I think that's an obvious step to take, right? Why spend so much time doing something if I can get a head start on it and be inspired by that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, some people also use AI as an inspiration tool, like you just mentioned. Like they create an image, and from that image they create various images, but not through the AI. They get the initial inspiration from AI, and then they continue down that path. Because the weird thing about AI is that you cannot recreate the same image twice. You can't.
That's true.
Right? AI continues to input a different image every single time. And every single time you actually get frustrated, because every single time that you try to use AI to recreate an image, it just spits out something completely different. Right? So a lot of times it just doesn't work that way. So a lot of times, a lot of artists can use it for inspiration. I mean, everything that you see around you is an inspiration if you're an artist. Like you use whatever you see as an inspiration. I mean, when I was learning how to draw, I was looking at cartoon characters from whatever, or comic books from whatever, to try to draw like X-Men or whatever, it's all an inspiration. That's how you learn how to draw, and that's how you get to where you are at some point. Nobody creates from like nothing that just doesn't exist. Like somebody has to see something and be inspired by something to be able to create.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. Okay, let's look at FIFA. FIFA is back on the prowl with their NFTs. So this is the FIFA Club World Cup. It's not the FIFA World Cup. It's the FIFA Club World Cup. Saudi Arabia 2023. This is a tournament that's happening this month. So they have a collection dropping on FIFA Plus Collect following a new collaboration with Modex. So I'm on FIFA.com here, and they're talking about this drop. And so the drop marks new collaboration as Modex takes strategic management of FIFA Collect. New collectibles to launch on platform during the tournament. The rarest collectibles offer unique ticketing opportunities and additional launches to be made available through Polygon Network on the OpenSea platform. So the article says the FIFA Plus Collect is launching a new dual digital collectible for the FIFA Club World Cup Saudi Arabia 2023, the first collection of a new collaboration with the tech firm Modex. For the first drop, 100 digital collectibles will be made available on FIFA Collect Plus on December 15th. Will feature the rarest collectibles that offer the chance to secure a FIFA World Cup 2026 finals ticket. Now that's a pretty cool incentive to get a ticket to the 2026 World Cup finals. But, the article just kind of talks about what this is. I just don't understand why people are buying this, other than maybe that one thing of you can get a World Cup finals ticket. But FIFA has made over $2.5 million in NFT sales since their first drop, or I think their biggest drop, which was when the World Cup was happening in last year in September.
And this is
And
through the Polygon network?
this is through Polygon, yeah. I don't
It's
know. I don't know what the appeal to these things are, unless people don't know that they're, actual NFTs, and they just think, hey, here's a digital collectible, and
yeah.
I'm a sheep. I'll buy anything that FIFA puts out. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just surprising too that they use Polygon,
Yeah,
right? Isn't that weird?
yeah. I do wonder why they would choose Polygon out of anything else. I can see maybe not Ethereum, but I wonder why Polygon. So it says a total of 900 other digital collectibles will be issued on Polygon and made available in the OpenSea platform, scheduled to launch December 19th as the FIFA Club World Cup approaches its climax. And quote here says, these new launches, both this year and beyond, will provide football fans with a unique and innovative way to connect with the sport, while also contributing to the growth of the digital collectibles market. I just don't know what FIFA's role is in all of this. If it's just a gamble to say, hey, can I mint something and get to the finals, great. Otherwise, I don't know that this is actually beneficial for anything. It just seems a little...
Oh, so is this another bust?
Yeah, I think it's a bust. I think this is going to be a bust. Even if it sells out, I think it's just pointless. I think there's other ways to raffle off a finals ticket,
Yeah, we've talked about this 1,000 times where these big gigantic corporations, they do it wrong all the time.
I know. I don't get it. I don't know what they're trying to do. Why would they have to do it on NFTs of anything?
I don't know what they think.
Yeah, I just wish if they were going to do it on on an NFT platform, like do something creative, do something cool, not just like, oh yeah, we're going to drop a collection. Like, okay, great.
Yeah,
Porsche. That was real helpful.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a bunch of people that absolutely know nothing about like crypto and NFTs and just kind of dabbled into it, and they're like, yeah, let's create some NFTs.
I know.
This would work.
I know.
Without putting any thought behind it.
I'm pro NFTs, but just not for pointless purposes.
Yeah, no, like the Taco Bell one.
Oh, don't get me started on the top. No, don't get me started on the McDonald's one. That McRib one was the worst.
That was terrible.
We have got an article. I've seen a few articles about El Salvador recently. Have you seen any of these?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Cointelegraph.com. Title of the article from December 13th. El Salvador expects to sell out Bitcoin Freedom Visa by end of year. So El Salvador's National Bitcoin Office says it's already received many dozens of applications for the country's new Freedom Visa. First of all, let's talk about this phrase, many dozens, okay? If it was over 100, they would say over 100, right? So if it's many dozen, we can assume it's more than 12, less than 100. So I don't know how much they're trying to beef this up, that they've received many dozens. I wouldn't brag about many dozens of anything, but cool way to phrase it.
Many dozens.
So let's talk about what the actual thing is. Many dozens. I have many dozens of followers.
Like, many dozens are watching right now.
Yeah.
Our live stream.
We have half a baker's dozen. Okay. El Salvador's National Bitcoin Office says its $1 million Freedom Visa program has already received it's hundreds of inquiries since its launch date of December 7th and expects to sell out before the end of 2023. Launched by the El Salvador government in partnership with the stablecoin issuer Tether, the Freedom Visa is a citizenship by donation program that grants a residency visa and pathway to citizenship for 1,000 people willing to put down $1 million of Bitcoin or Tether donation towards the country. If you donate something, you get
$1 million in dollars?
Yes. Yep. So
are they insane?
Here's my question. All right, well, let's read a couple more points here. Despite the high price tag relative to other visa programs, the numerous pro-Bitcoin policies and incentives established by President Nayib Bukele, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm the worst, over the past few years could entice Bitcoiners looking for a sea change. In September 21, the president recognized Bitcoin as legal tender and removed all capital gain taxes for Bitcoin investors.
He did.
This is good. This is very good. That's a good step, in 2021. I don't know that you need to be a visa holder to enjoy those benefits, though.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I saw some other interesting pushback on this, that this is going to really gentrify El Salvador. El Salvador is a third world country. I am married to a woman who is from El Salvador. My sons are half El Salvadorian, so I've been to El Salvador. I'm pro El Salvador. I'm pro the El Salvadorian president. But if you say, "Hey, we want all these rich people to come into our country and start taking over," that's going to really mess up the population,
Yeah.
and they're just gonna buy out these towns probably and really just push people out.
Well,
And I don't know if
isn't
that's a
he
good thing.
doing? He's doing. I think he's doing like a Bitcoin city, isn't he?
I don't know if it was a Bitcoin city. That's
Or he
interesting.
was doing something with like a volcano and mining Bitcoin, and I don't know. He was doing something with a volcano
Maybe.
for sure. I remember.
Okay. It's not in this article, but I would be interested in finding out more about that. I do like that a country is just being pro cryptocurrency, and maybe they're just saying, "Hey, no
Mhm.
one else is as pro as us, so that makes us attractive." But I do wonder what happens when you bring in 100 or 1,000 really rich people who are rich enough to say, "Here's $1 million that I, can just afford to donate." Right? What do? Do they buy out these towns and then just set up
I don't know.
mining, mining factories and kick people out of their homes? I
I'm
don't know.
curious though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do
it's
it. I'm
interesting
gonna
to see
go
how that plays
donate a
out.
million.
Okay, I'll go with you.
All right, you're coming with me. Let's see what happens. Let's see
Yeah,
what we
let's see
get.
what happens. I like the idea of saying, "Hey, we're pro Bitcoin, so we'll give you benefits for that." But I worry about my people in El Salvador, my family, mi familia.
Have you been to El Salvador for real?
Yes, in 2014.
Oh, that was a long time ago, Kev.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about going back. Maybe
El
maybe
Salvador is
next
not
summer,
even the
not next
same
year.
anymore since then.
I know. Let me tell you, I have a tattoo on my leg. It's a red yield sign, literally like a traffic yield
I've seen
sign.
it. Yeah.
But red tattoos mean something different in El Salvador than they do in the United States. And my wife was like, "You got to wear pants. You can't walk around with a red tattoo. You're going to get killed." I was like, "But
Get
babe,
out
it's
of
like
here.
100 degrees. I can't just wear pants." But I think I wore pants to protect myself a lot. And I didn't get killed. It was great. It was really great.
What does it mean though? Do you know?
Well, it's not the yield sign, it's just the red. The red is a gang affiliation. What's that
Oh,
gang?
yeah, yeah,
13 MS-13 or something? I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah. Good time. Those are not my
That's
peeps.
weird. Anyway,
There was a big hack, big hack today or something. Yesterday. So I'm looking at an article from NFTNow.com, article titled NFT Trader Contract Compromise Leads to Millions in NFT Drain. In the second major hack this week, a pair of old contracts for the trading site NFT Trader was compromised on the morning of December
mhm.
16th, leading to hackers stealing a number of high-value Bored Apes and other older valuable NFTs, including Art Blocks, World of Women, and VFriends.
Oh shit.
Although Delegate.cash founder OX Fubar, working along with a 16-year-old coder, has managed to pinpoint the faulty code in NFT Trader exploited
With a
contracts and assist them in
16-year-old
removing
coder.
the exploits. Yeah. Users are exhorted to revoke any allowances linked to these contracts. Now, like it says here, this is the second major hack in the last week.
Mhm.
And last week we had another couple of other major hacks. And one of them was Third Web, which is like this plug and play solution for
Yeah.
contracts. They got hacked through a vulnerability. So you see these flooring protocol was the other one that got hacked today, or yeah, it might have been today. And so you see these big names, these big reputable names getting hacked, and people getting screwed over, and it's just so scary to know, who do I trust, right? You want to say, I don't think they're out to hurt us, but we're getting screwed here. There was another interesting post. What the resolution to that was, I didn't pull it up because I'm not smart enough. Here's the post from Boring Security. It says all 36 Bored Ape Yacht Club and 18 Mutant Ape Yacht Club that the exploiter had are now in our possession. So they were able
Oh
to
wow.
recover this. That was as of today at 12:54 a.m. So earlier this morning. We sent her 10% of the floor price of the collections as bounty. We will be working with the affected victims, getting them back to them free of charge right after this coffee break. Please, victims, please open a ticket in our Discord and please be patient. So it's pretty crazy that within 24 hours, this this organization, in conjunction with Yuga Labs, was able to get back all these things for a price. So there are some good people out there, but there are some bad people out there. And I was thinking about, should we reach out to our friend, our crypto security friend, to see if we can get her back on the show, just to kind of talk about how are these things happening now? What can we be mindful of? I'm talking about Plum, of course. And so I know we talked, maybe we'll have one more show this year, but maybe we can get her on in the new year and just kind of see where things are. But it's just scary because you don't know who to trust. No. There's companies out there. They got nice websites. They look legit. They're not trying to hack you, but somebody is smarter than them to get you there. So I don't know, but I do know that you can go to your wallet and look at who you're connected to and disconnect anything that you're not actively using on a regular basis. So I always recommend doing that. Like every day, every week, just go look at what is my wallet signed into and just sign out of a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah, I do that. I do that all the time. The thing is too that I don't keep like my main assets on like a connected wallet.
That's true, right? That's a great idea too. I think I can log in right now into my MetaMask and see who am I connected to. Where is that? View. Here's connected sites. Okay, I got Bueno. I got ENS, Humankind, Manifold, Bad Bunnies, BJK Staking. That's the Bubblegum Kids. Blur, Bueno, Calvaria. That's another project I hold, but I don't need to be connected to them right now. So we'll disconnect from that. Immutable X. I'm not actively doing anything with them, so we'll get rid of that. Collabland, that's helpful for Discord verification. Here's Bueno. Here's Infinity from Visualize Value, but I think we can disconnect from that. OpenSea, NFT Coinbase, Parallel is that online card game, but I don't need to be part of them right now. Who else we got? Jelly Beings, that's a Pablo project, but I can disconnect for now. Lindo's NFT, I can disconnect. I never even minted that. Then we have Robatos, and then Zora. Zora was something I was trying to mint, but I can certainly disconnect from now. So I feel pretty good about these. Maybe I don't need all of them. I'm not doing anything with Robatos anytime soon. And Humankind.
The point is, look how easy you went in, you checked, and you disconnected. That's what people should be doing out there. Yeah.
So do yourself a favor. Spend 30 seconds, look through your list, and be like, do I need this or not?
Yeah.
So more to come on that, but it's scary. It's just scary to see how easily it happens. And like you said, if you have some real valuable assets that you don't need to move, put them in cold storage. Disconnect. Put them on a computer that's disconnected.
I have to take out my doodles and my penguin.
Yeah, you should.
Put them in cold
You're not going to sell your. You're not going to sell your penguin, right? Your little pudge.
No. He's going to be taking care of my ape.
Taking care of your ape, yeah. Last thing I just wanted to point out was an article from the 15th.
The SEC.
SEC denies Coinbase's petition for transparent crypto rules. So this is from Watcher.guru. Basically, it says that the SEC is saying, hey, we've told you everything we want to tell you already. So Coinbase, we're not going to make any rules for you.
We don't want to tell you anymore.
We're not going to tell you anything more. They're saying we make rules on our own timeline. We don't let people tell us when to make rules. And we've given enough guidance. So good luck, which is a crazy approach to take.
It is.
Let's see what those quotes are. Within his release statements, Gensler added 2 additional reasons for the denial. Conversely, he stated there is no evidence that crypto investors are less deserving of the protections of our securities laws, meaning, hey, these laws apply to you too. So there you go. Additionally, he referenced the Supreme Court SEC versus Howey decision in his statement. I don't know what that's in reference to. But yeah, here's a quote. First, existing laws and regulations apply to the crypto securities market. Not helpful because it's not as clear. Second, the SEC addresses the crypto security markets through rulemaking as well. It's important to maintain commission discretion in setting its own rulemaking priorities. So they got their own agenda. They don't care that we, the people, are trying to learn what's okay or not okay. It's kind of
So
fucked up.
interesting thing that happened to like Coinbase sue them back.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coinbase is definitely fighting back. So they're doing the
I'm
right
glad
thing.
they are. Right. They're not afraid to stand up to the big guys.
No, they're not afraid.
But yeah.
The SEC is just they're just I don't understand the concept behind this guy's mentality. Like, how does he run a place like that doesn't want to make regulations for things? Like, it's just stupid. It just doesn't make
This
sense.
is what you do when you don't know. When you're like, I don't want to talk about it. That's how you say, I don't know.
It just don't know.
I don't know.
It looks like Mr. Burns. It looks like Mr.
Yeah,
Burns from
I
the
don't know what you're
Simpsons
talking
in that picture.
So,
I don't know.
not great for the crypto space, but hey, people are trying. People want to know the rules. They want to play within the rules. They want to say, hey, we feel confident, and that encourages confidence in users and brings new people in to say, okay, yeah, this isn't really the wild, wild west, even though it still feels like that in many, many ways. So that's all I got. That's it. That's all I got. All right, man. Well, have a great trip and go win some money. I always bet on 17 because 17 always hits. That's the rule. When you bet on 17
Is that
hits.
the rule?
You'll thank me later. But also, if you do play roulette, don't choose a wheel with 2 zeros.
What do you mean?
There's sometimes a single zero and a double zero on the same wheel. That makes your odds worse because there's another option. There's another slot. So make sure you look for the wheels that don't have a 0 and a double 0, okay?
And why, Kevin? I'm going to go gamble right now.
All right, man.
I'm done with you.
Have a great trip, and
Done.
I'll talk to you soon. All right, everyone else, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and you can download us on your favorite podcast player of choice, and you can visit us over at rebelants.io. And if you want a free NFT, head over to jeremypets.com, and you'll thank us later. All right.
That's right.
Peace. Bye.
Peace.